What is up, y'all? This is John B, aka Smooth Hot Chocolate here. Hope y'all had a very Merry Christmas and got everything that you wanted. And so thinking today is something else other than Monday, but when the holidays happen the way they do, you usually get that kind of sidetrackness on yourself. You got that coming up again. New Year's Eve is Friday, New Year's Day is Monday, and also my mom's birthday on Monday too, if anything else. So with that, guys, I'm going to do what I promised you on my post. I'm going to do a review of the Smurf episode to Coin A Smurf, way back in 1987 of season 7 on the Smurfs. Way back when NBC was actually very good when it came to Saturday morning cartoons, actually. The reason why I wanted to review this episode is because it does some things right, and it kind of falls short with how it delivers the overall driving force of the episode. Gargamel finally gets what he wants by turning Smurfs into gold coins anyway though, but it's kind of funny as to how he needed, way back in the first season of Smurfs, 10 Smurfs, 10 in order to get gold, and later it just became 6. So why the inconsistency? Why just make the amount just what it's supposed to be overall instead of just changing it, because it makes us confused at that point too. But anyway, so he builds 2 machines, one to make Smurfberry essence to attract Smurfs to his traps, and the other machine was to put the Smurfs into to make gold out of them, actually. And I feel bad for poor Scrooble sometimes, because he's that little kid that he happened to adopt, in a sense, and he's just freaking rude to him all the time and making him do like all the heavy lifting and the work that he's supposed to do, because he's the adult anyway. But in this episode too, it really kind of makes you feel more hatred for Gargamel than anything else, because I'll get to it in a bit though too. So he wants him to get these flowers for Smurfberry blossoms in order to make the perfume, in a sense, to attract the Smurfs to his traps. And meanwhile, while that's going on, the Smurfs are having their own festival, where Smurfette is supposed to be the queen of the Smurfberry Blossom Festival, and she's pissed off because Papa Smurf suggested that Sassette should have an honor of being the queen for this time around too. And sometimes I'm kind of like, I was never a big Smurfette fan, honestly, like the other Smurfs besides her, because I always thought that she was kind of too whiny and too preachy. But that's just her character. I can't really say too much about that though. But in any case, so when it comes to the festival, in a sense, she kind of relents. She's still upset because sort of Sassa's just a little Smurfling, and she figures that, well, she's just a kid. It should be an adult being the queen instead too. But anyway, so Scrooble finally gets the blossoms that Gargamel needs to make the machine, and to make the essence for the perfume and stuff. So he needed like 6 droplets of it in order to make the perfume for the Smurfs and stuff. Okay, so later on, when they get to the forest and they put the essence in each trap for each Smurf to come into, it kind of worked like a charm instantaneously, because that's Smurfberry blossom. That's something that they're attracted to. It's something that that's their stuff actually. So he captures 6 Smurfs, which are Brainy, Grandpa, Sassette, Vanity, Greedy, and Clumsy. And he takes them into the hovel and stuff to prepare the thing to turn them into gold and stuff. Which, we keep hearing a lot of different ingredients about how to do that in the cartoon anyway. But if you care, here's the ingredient rundown about how to do that. Spoiler alert, it's not real. But anyway, so it's 6 droplets of snake venom, 6 pieces of lead, 6 rotten eggs, 6 stones polished by a great philosopher, and 6 drops of skunk juice. It's funny how everything's in 6, because it's the amount that you need to turn a person to gold, obviously. So he finally does all that, and he puts Brainy, Grandpa, and Sassette into the machine, and he's about to put the other 3 in the machine too before he gets kicked in the leg by a log by Papa Smurf and his and Handy and Hefty and stuff to come to rescue them. And I'm thinking to myself that when the 3 are in the machine, that they actually start coming out of those pipes in the machine too. And I'm like, why don't you just jump out and save yourself from being turned into, to gold and stuff? But I figure if they had done that, then it wouldn't be a story. So, but anyway, So later on, they finally get turned into gold coins, but the reason why they could talk is because the machine wasn't able to transform them completely. Because Handy and Hefty had stopped the machine in time before it actually happened to them. Because I think the phases probably wouldn't even be there, or probably wouldn't be able to talk Peridot still, but in any case. So now they're helpless as coins and stuff, and I kind of like how Greedy was talking about when they others escaped. How Greedy was talking about I could just go for a Smurfberry sandwich. Never mind the fact that 3 of his friends have been now gold coined and stuff now. Their life on the line from being spent and being in circulation, God knows where else and stuff. But all I care about is food, but whatever. I kind of like how there was like a running gag too with Brady. Now that's a gold coin. He's always being bit into to make sure that the coins are real. So, and that happened 3 times. 1 by Gargamel, 2 by the thieves that stop Gargamel and take the coins from him, and 3 by the innkeeper that the thieves hit the coins to for the night. And here's the part where I really feel hatred for Gargamel. Even though Scruple was the one that helped him with the whole thing to gather the stuff to get him what he finally wanted, he has Scruple laying on the floor going to sleep, and his cat Azrael being on the floor too, and Gargamel's in bed. He's a fucking jerk. Can't help it. Cat died. And then the next day, he's complaining about his money, his newfound fortune and stuff. Never mind the fact that he had to turn Smurfs into gold to get that, but still, he is talking about what he's going to buy with this newfound fortune that he has. Because I'm pretty sure gold can buy pretty much anything that you want, because there's just no limit to it, because gold is pretty much the profound monetary unit of that town, I guess. I don't know. But as he's being stupid, and he's talking about what he's going to buy, the food and the clothes he's going to buy with the money and stuff that he has, there are 2 thieves hiding in the forest, hiding on tree branches, and I'm thinking to myself, those tree branches must be very weak for you 2 guys to be on. One is actually bigger than the other guy. You could fall any time and break your ass and stuff too. And Gargamel should run for his life though. But here's the thing though: the 2 thieves had crossbows. I know crossbows are weapons, but the thing is that crossbows take time to prepare. So there's no reason why Gargamel couldn't have fought them off to save his money from being stolen by those 2 thieves. If they had a gun, game over. You take the money, fine, I don't care. But you have crossbows, okay? If you can prepare yourself to defend yourself against crossbows, because like I said, they take a long time to prepare, you should be able to still defend yourself from them. But he's a coward, and he's a bully too. And the thing is that the 2 thieves were about no bigger than what he was, but he still managed to be cowering in fear over them. So the thieves take the coins to the town that they're going to go to, and meanwhile Hefty and Vanny that were left behind to oversee what was going on with Gargamel and stuff. So Hefty tells Vanny to stay behind to tell Papa Smurf what happened. Well, Hefty goes off into the town to keep track of the coins, because he knows that if the coins get out of their sight, they could be spent anywhere and you'll never see them again. That's the very bad thing to it though. So Hefty goes into town to the inn that the 2 thieves stop at for the night, and the thieves spin the coin with Brady's face on it. And I really feel like that Brainy got the worst of things than anything else, because he was separate from the other 2, and he was always the one that was being bitten into. Never grandpa, never set. It's kind of like it's a running gag, but at the same time I kind of felt sorry for him still. So anyway, Papa Smurf hears about the bad news, and then he goes to tell Vanity to go to King Gerard's castle to ask for help, because I guess that's King Gerard's kingdom that they went into with those coins. And Handy at the same time, this is actually early in the episode too, when he was making the machine to reverse what Gargamel had done to them, and it's a very small version of the machine that Gargamel had made, except just to make everything in reverse. I'll get to that in a little bit too about that machine. So meanwhile, Hefty goes to towards the piggy bank that the innkeeper had put Brainy into, and I don't know why he didn't try to get him out from there. I guess because the slot was too far down from where Brainy was to reach for him, but he still wanted to show like a signal to the others that were coming to the rescue too, to show that where he and the coins were too. And the thieves have actually planned to steal back the coin and everything else that they had spent that time in order to, leave town with their money and stuff and the coins they stole from Gargamel. So Gargamel actually plans to go over to the sheriff. First, he's talking about just trying to go to everyone he could think of, like go to report them to King Gerard, to Grandfather Balthazar, which is his grandfather or godfather actually, or the sheriff. And he decides I'm going to the sheriff finally. And he tells the sheriff at nighttime. It's kind of funny as to how Gargamel is talking about this during the day, and then he tells the sheriff at night when he's still asleep that they have stolen his money and stuff. So you have King Gerard and his army going to the scene. It's like they really have no idea where the thieves are at first, because it's kind of like a weird episode how they're going on the scene to somewhere, but they have no idea where they're going to first. And then Hefty is just trying to show Papa Smurf and Smurfette, who are riding off feathers, where he is and stuff. So they're trying to find out where everyone is. And all of a sudden, the one of the thieves, I think his name is Rogue, the big, stout, fat one, I guess. He takes a piggy bank that Brainy's in, along with the bag that Sasset and Grandpa in, and he tries to run up with them to take the coins for himself. Actually, I guess there's an honor among thieves. Who knows? So, the two thieves actually are named Whitlow and Rogue. Whitlow is the skinnier one, Rogue is the stout one. And when Whitlow wakes up from his sleep and realizes that he's been robbed of his coins, it's funny how he just suspects that Rogue is the one who did it, but then again, he's the only one that's right there with him, so it kind of makes sense. So the two get into an argument about the coins, and he actually they get into a fight over the coins, and this is the part where I thought was very interesting. You have the piggy bank and the bag kind of break open, and the coins go flying everywhere. They had a very good time to make this be very dramatic and very desperate for the upper Smurfs to find their friends who walks along the coins. It's kind of funny how Hefty was able to find Brainy and Grandpa, and I'm assuming Sasset was right there in the bag with Grandpa right then and there. So that's kind of a missed opportunity there, because give your friends, time to, be very nervous about finding your friend's time before the innkeeper comes up and takes him for himself, because the innkeeper's innocent. He's been robbed of his money, all right? So the two thieves get captured and arrested, and Gargamel gets arrested too for making coins without a license by the king, and that's it. Then Papa Smurf and the other Smurfs go to Gargamel's hovel to undo the essence of Smurfberry formula that he made to attract Smurfs in the first place, and kind of like tweak the ingredients around so that way he can't do it ever again. It succeeds. And then this is the part where I'm thinking about the machine. The coins were actually pretty, small size to me, but when the Smurfs there's one scene where Vanity and Hefty were carrying this coin with Brain's face on it. It was as big as them. So they probably had to, I guess, miniaturize the coins, because the machine was very small. And the thing to put the coins into was very small too, so he had to miniaturize the coins for that to work, But the Smurfs still remained the same size when they got turned back to normal. And then in the end, Smurfette realizes that she, that has to be in Queen of Smurfberry Day, which will now turn into the Buttercup Festival because Gargamel had taken all the Smurfberry closet for himself. I figured that it was alright to let her be queen and stuff, just glad that she's back to normal and stuff and back with everyone else. This episode wasn't bad. It's just, it could have been stronger if it had, given, the story a little bit more time for the watcher to be like in, what's the word? Make them actually feel more suspense, when it came to the coins being scattered everywhere. Because I was hoping that would have actually happened, and when I saw it happen, I was like, yeah, there's gonna be some moments where he's gonna have to hurry to find their friends, and nope, that feels like a lost cause. And Gargamel, with him, as the old saying goes, a fool and his money are soon parted. That's it. So I give this episode a B+, a solid B+. Every Smurf episode is not really bad. It's just that some episodes are actually, because of how the runtime is, they can only do what they can for the episode, so I have to understand that. But I just wish they could have made this episode, a little bit stronger when it came to how they fixate the story and stuff too. Because I was wondering back then when I saw a synopsis for it, you know, how you turn him into gold, he finally gets what he wants, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna keep showing Smurf episodes on my channel here and there too, guys. I might probably do a episode from probably season 6 at some point, you know, and you know, see what goes on from that. Alright everyone, this has been the review for Coin A Smurf. Hope that you enjoyed it. This is John B here, and until then guys, keep smurfing.